Hello and welcome to the Matthew Allton Art channel again. I'm planning to do something slightly different today. I'm going to do a painting again in oils. I haven't done one for a long time, and you can see that I've prepared a canvas wrap board with a bright orange. I've seen lots of people do this sort of thing on Portrait Artist of the Year and Landscape Artist of the Year, and I thought I'd give it a go. So hopefully some of the orange will show through at the end. It might not. I might paint over it all very meticulously. But I'm hoping where the orange does show through, that there is sort of a zing of colour there. But we'll see how that goes as we go on. It also means that I'm not working with just plain white, so I should be able to balance the tones better of the painting right from the off. That's the plan anyway. I'll be using Daler Rowney Graduate oil paints as usual, a bit of liquid medium for mixing, and that's it, I think, really. So let's see how we get on. I'm going to first start by just drawing out where the figure is on the board, and then gradually build up from there. Let's see how we get on. I'm using a small brush here and some burnt umber with liquid mixed with it to make it thin and easy to apply. You saw there that I'd put the figure in the wrong place to start with, so I just wiped it off with a tissue, and now I'm starting again. This canvas board that I've got, this covered board, is actually quite nice canvas. I've said before on the channel that I don't like painting on canvas generally. I struggle with the rough texture of it, but this is quite a fine textured canvas, so quite nice to paint on. And of course the orange acrylic paint that I've put underneath it, I suppose, has filled some of the texture even more on the canvas. So you can see I'm just laying out and getting the proportions right. It doesn't matter so much when you're doing oil paints, of course, because you can sort of get rid of it and start again. You can just wipe it off, as I did right at the beginning. Now starting to add just a general flesh colour. Looks quite white on the video here, but it's actually quite pink. As I said, it's a long time since I did an oil painting, life painting or figure painting. So I'm sort of finding my way with this. You can see that I don't really use the right brush for oil painting as well. I use sort of nylon pointy brushes rather than filberts or square-ended brushes. I know a lot of people use harder brushes like hog's hair and that sort of thing. Maybe I should try that. I'm just used to using a type of brush for most of the paintings that I do, so I use the same brushes for gouache as I do for oils. I'm not sure that's the right thing to do at all, but just now adding some of the background around the figure so that I can see the tones more accurately on the figure. I'm actually using a pencil there just to redraw out stuff, just to get the accuracy. I have to say, when I was doing this painting, it was a struggle, and actually it took a long time, the whole painting. And you'll see later in the video, I don't record the whole video because it probably took about 8, 10, 12 hours to complete the painting, all told. So the only bit of the video, the painting that I recorded, was the first session, and I stopped when I had a break. But I was painting for the whole of Sunday, just gone. It wasn't very nice weather outside, so I spent the day painting. And then I hadn't finished it even then. At the end of the day, I returned to it a few nights later while the paint was still wet. Just adding the shadow behind the figure. There's lighting coming from the right, bottom right of this picture really. You can see that some of the orange is still showing through where the paint's thinner on the body and on the background, and that remains the case for the whole once the painting's finished really. So it's probably a technique, this using a bright colour as a ground, that I might return to. Maybe try a acid green or something as well to see the difference that you get. But part of the reason I didn't record the whole of this painting is because a lot of it is just tiny changes, and I didn't think people would want to sit and watch a painting for an hour and a half. It was nice to be using oils again after a long time. I'm not used to being able to sort of put colour on and then blend it around and move it around. You sort of, I don't know, sculpting the figure with colour, I suppose, when you're using oil paints. Whereas when you're using gouache, it's pretty much dry when it's dry and doesn't really reactivate. You can reactivate it, but not in the same way. Not very sensibly, I haven't started doing the head at the top of the canvas. And of course, when you're using oil paints, nothing is dried, so you've got nothing to lean on to do stuff at the top of the canvas. So not very sensible. It would probably be more sensible to work from the top to the bottom in this case. Of course, you've seen people probably that have sticks, so that they can lean on the stick that's sort of supported by the edge of the canvas. But I don't have one of those, and I probably could have improvised one. You might see later on, and you can already see actually, I've been using my finger to rest on the canvas when I've been doing intricate stuff, and I've got finger marks in the white background paint. Doesn't matter, of course, at this stage, because I'm going to paint over the background many times before the painting's finished. You can see how I'm building the tone up and the variation in colour. Basically put a bit of the colour on and then blend it around using the brush. Just adding some of the hair on the stomach there. This is a model that posed for me a few years ago. Again, it's one of those paintings that's the model sitting in front of white backdrop on white cloth. So another very samey painting from me in terms of layout and arrangement. I really need to get some more reference photos in different environments, I think, to make the paintings look a bit different. Parts of it are now beginning to come together. Quite happy with the chest and the stomach area of it. But as you can see, it's lots of tiny changes repeated over and over again, which is what painting is, let's be honest. Which is why when I had a break, which is coming up shortly, I finished the filming at this point. Well, this is the painting as finished at the end of the Sunday when I'd worked on it all day. I probably did about 8 hours on this painting. You can see that I've added the head, and I'm quite pleased with the head, and the shoulders have improved. There's still more work to do on the arms. As you can see, the hands aren't finished, and also the legs need quite a lot of building up to match the sort of finish of the rest of the chest and head area. So still quite a few hours work to do on it at this point. But I left it a few days to have a break from it, and also looking at the work once you've finished it is good because it shows you other things that you need to work on when you start again. It's something I'm not used to doing though, really, doing paintings in more than one sitting. I'm very much an alla prima painter normally. So it's a good exercise from that point of view. Well, this is the painting in its finished state. You can see that it's signed, and normally I don't sign a painting until it's finished. This was after about another 3 or 4 hours work one evening. And overall, I'm quite pleased with the painting. The amount of time it took me shows in that it's quite polished compared to some of the at 1 or 2 hour paintings that I do, so that's a good thing. And I need to practice this painting in more than one sitting anyway, so very good from that point of view. The orange background as well was a good experiment, and you can't really see it too much on this photograph, but the orange background really does show through, sort of glows through, especially in the shadow areas of the painting. And I quite like the effect, so I'll probably try it again using different colours, bright colours, in the future. Okay, well, I think that's everything. Thank you very much if you've made it to this point and watched this video. Sorry that it wasn't the whole painting that's been recorded this time, but I just thought the painting 12 hours and even speeding that up as I do to quite a rapid rate of knots, you'd still be sitting here for an hour or 2 hours, and I'm not sure that the audience really wanted to see that. Put in the comments if you do, and I'll certainly do a longer one if you're interested in doing that. So anyway, thanks for your time, thanks for watching. If you're new here, then do subscribe, that'll really help the channel out. I'll put a link to the materials that I used in the description of the video for any of those that to paint and want to use the paints that I use, or the liquid or whatever. Okay, thanks very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.